Abuja Federal High Court sentences notorious kidnapper Wadume others to 7 years imprisonment. INEC says APC has no senatorial candidate in Yobe North and Akwa Ibom Northwest. Nigeria's inflation rate surges to 19.64%. And on the foreign scene, Iran says nuclear talks positive but expectations not fully met. Hello and welcome to a news update on Trust TV. I am Nten Ekman. And on the news in full, a federal high court in Abuja has sentenced a kidnap kingpin, Hamisu Bala, also known as Wadume, and 2 others to 7 years imprisonment. Justice Binta Nyako convicted Wadume of 2 of the 13-count charges against him and 2 others. The court also convicted Aliu Daje, a police inspector who was the station officer at the police headquarters at Ibi local government area of Taraba State, to 3 years imprisonment for tampering with the record to conceal the crime. Beside Wadume and Daje, others charged with them are Awalu Bala, aka Omorezo, Uba Bala, aka Ubadelu, Bashu Waziri, aka Babarons, Zubeiru Abdullahi, aka Basho, and Royano Abdul. The judge also sentenced Delu Abdullahi and Abdul to 7 years imprisonment, while she discharged and acquitted Omorezo and Babarons for want of evidence. Justice Nyako's judgment was delivered on July 22 and made available to journalists on Sunday. Officers of the Nigerian Air Force NAF at the weekend killed many terrorists during airstrikes in Niger and Kaduna states. NAF spokesman Air Commodore Edward Gabwe disclosed this to reporters in Abuja on Sunday. He said NAF aircraft struck terrorist gathering at Kurebe in Shiroro local government area of Niger State following intelligence report that a large number of terrorists had assembled for an important meeting hosted by a Boko Haram terrorist commander. The airstrike came hours after a coordinated joint air and ground operations neutralized several terrorists operating around Damba Galbi axis in Chikun local government area of Kaduna State. Operatives of the Edo State Police Command have rescued 33 kidnapped victims, including a 3-year-old, while 5 others are still missing. The command spokesperson Chidi Nwabuzo said the police received information that hoodlums suspected to be kidnappers emerged from the bush along the Agbo-Oronigbe-Obiaruku Road and kidnapped occupants of a Toyota Hiace bus traveling from Agbo to Warri and whisked them into the bush. He said the occupants of the vehicle were members of the Itugbe Kings Football Club Warri in Delta State. The victims were traveling from Agbo to Bini when they were kidnapped by gunmen suspected to be kidnappers. Residents of Zamfara State are living in fear of being attacked, abducted or killed by terrorists and have come to see insecurity as a regular part of their lives. As a result of deep distrust, residents no longer extend the usual hospitality to visitors and strangers for fear that there could be terrorist informants. Silas Adamu sampled the opinion of some of the residents in Gusau, the state capital, and now reports. His report is from our studios here.
Activities of bandits in Zamfara State, northwest Nigeria, have tremendously changed the way residents live their lives in the state. According to some residents, there are 2 groups of people in the state. Firstly, there are people who live under the fear that they could be attacked, kidnapped, or killed, either in the houses, farmlands, or roads. On the other hand, there are residents who have resigned themselves to fate that insecurity has come to be part of their lives, therefore, they have no reason to fear. The sad thing in that insecurity has created distrust among residents, so they do not share their movements with neighbors or family members because of the fear of bandits, informants who have been described as more dangerous than the bandits themselves.
All the majority is still living in fear. You cannot trust anyone. Nobody will know your movement because the person close to you can be an informer.
A civil society activist, Musa Aboki, said some communities have established early warning and early response as one of the security measures to protect members of their community from the suspected bandits attacked.
For us that are working in the area of peace building, we have seen how the insecurity has defined the lives of our people in Zamfara State in two ways. One, it has to do with those who have believed that it is a natural phenomenon that has come to stay and we should be able to continue with our normal businesses.
The insecurity has adversely affected the education and health sector, as teachers and health workers do not want to go to work in rural communities, which are vulnerable to bandit attacks, for fear that they could be attacked and be kidnapped ransom by suspected bandits. And this is not only left to teachers alone.
We see a situation whereby a younger brother being an informer to kidnap his elder brother. We see instances whereby a son contributed to the kidnapping of his father. All this as a result of inciting fear by the bandit or as a result of one factor or the other.
The residents want federal and Zamfara state government to scale up the ongoing offensive against the bandit so as to restore peace, stability, and order in the state in particular and the country in general.
The Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, has ordered all commissioners of police across the 36 states of the Federation, as well as the Federal Capital Territory, to deploy watertight security arrangements to cover hospitals and health workers. Baba gave this directive while reviewing the security situation of the nation after receiving reports from commands and formations across the country. Spokesman of the police, Olumuyiwa Adejobi, who disclosed this through a statement released on Sunday, said heads of police in the state were also directed to ensure schools and other critical national infrastructure in their domains were secured. The police chief specially ordered the commissioners of police to ensure that there were regular patrols, stop and search operations, raids and show of force by tactical commanders to clamp down on pockets of crime and criminality being recorded in some states of the Federation. Men of Osun State Police Command have arrested a 22-year-old student of Federal Polytechnic, Ede Akintunde Olani, for allegedly burgling shops in the community. Akintunde was arrested by the Anti-Vice Intelligence Squad of the Osun State Police Command. Police Public Relations Officer in that state, Yemisi Opalola, told Trust TV's Hamid Oyegbade that some of the items stolen by the suspect were recovered from him. She added that some of his victims have identified their properties among items recovered from the suspect. In an exclusive interview with our correspondent in Osogbo, the suspect confessed to the crime.
I stole. That's why I got arrested to the police custody.
What are the things you stole?
I stole clothes, shoes, home accessories, and so on, and other home house chores. I operate in the evening around 7. That's when I start to survey the shop I wanted to burgle. Whenever I want to break into a shop, I use these tools. I used to, no, not most times though. I use these tools. I used it to break the keys at the entrance of a shop. So whenever I gain access into the shop, I'll pack many things like, I'll pack things that I wanted. So I'll use a sack bag, which is at the back. So after using a sack bag, I carried it on my own. I carry it alone on my head. Then I will start heading to my place.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, says the All Progressives Congress, APC, has no candidate for Yobe North and Akwa Ibom Northwest senatorial districts. INEC's National Commissioner Festus Okoye said the electoral body does not recognize any APC candidate for both senatorial zones, as the two names forwarded were not persons who emerged from a validly conducted party primary. Senate President Ahmed Lawan, who represents Yobe North, is battling to get the party's ticket after losing the APC presidential primary. On the other hand, former Akwa Ibom Governor Godswill Akpabio, who vied for the APC presidential ticket, is also in a tussle to get the ruling party's ticket to run for the Akwa Ibom Northwest senatorial seat. National Chairman of the ruling All Progressives Congress, the APC, Abdullahi Adamu, says he is optimistic that the crisis rocking the party in some states will be resolved before the 2023 general elections. Speaking in an exclusive interview with Trust TV, Adamu said the APC is working to win the 2023 elections, adding that reconciliation is always a work in progress. Speaking on the performance of the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, Adamu said the infrastructural development taking place in the country has not been recorded since the last 20 years until Buhari came on board.
Take it from me that by the grace of God, who made it possible for us to be leaders of the party today, that probably I'm talking about this whole before the election. We have 6 months today to February, in fact 7 months to February. And I do believe that we are going to resolve that problem, and we'll have, by the grace of God, one single candidate of the APC.
The full interview will come up on Trust TV tonight at 7:30 p.m. And moving on now, Zamfara Governor Bello Matawalle has urged residents of the state to receive the COVID-19 vaccine to prevent the spread of the disease in the state. The governor made a call when he officially flagged off the Scale 3.0 accelerated COVID-19 vaccination campaign in Gusau, the state capital. The report.
The flag-off of the Scale 3.0 accelerated COVID-19 vaccination campaign at the Government House Gusau is to improve on the gains of Scale 2.0 COVID-19 vaccination exercise, where 26% were fully vaccinated. Zamfara State Governor Bello Muhammad Matawalle charged traditional rulers, local government sole administrators, religious leaders, and other relevant stakeholders to mobilize residents of the state to receive the vaccine.
This strategy aims to increase vaccination rate for children and COVID-19 among the general public throughout the state. The strategy was designed to expand public access to COVID-19 vaccines beyond conventional health facilities. It is hoped to further reduce the spread of COVID-19 virus by boosting immunity response.
The Commissioner for Health, Zamfara State, Aliyu Abubakar, said the state would not slow down its efforts in administering the COVID-19 vaccination as the pandemic is still in place. He said the Scale 3.0 accelerated COVID-19 vaccination would be anchored on a 3-month intensive campaign based on incentives and accountability in the state.
Your Excellency, going by the data available, only 3 LGS have vaccination coverage of 50%, leaving 11 LGS performing suboptimally in terms of COVID vaccination coverage. Hence the need for the team to refine the current Scales 3.0 strategy to accelerate COVID-19 vaccination.
Your Excellency, since the beginning of the fight against COVID-19 in the state, we as Ministry of Health and State Primary Health Care enjoy very high level of support, and that has attributed to the successes that have been recorded over a long period of time.
So far, 44% of residents were vaccinated during the Scale 2.0 COVID-19 vaccination strategies in the state, 18% of whom were partially vaccinated. To ramp up participation, the state governor pledged to reward any local government that performs above average during the Scale 3.0 accelerated COVID-19 vaccination strategies.
You're watching the news update coming up on Trust Television. After the break, art as a means of self-reliance. Please stay with us. Welcome back. You're still watching the news coming to you live on Trust TV. A recap of our major stories. Abuja Federal High Court sentences notorious kidnapper Wadume others to 7 years imprisonment. INEC says APC has no senatorial candidates in Yobe North and Akwa Ibom Northwest. To more news now, mentorship, Mother Association, female teachers, advocacy, and public enlightenment have been described as effective strategies to increase girls' enrollment in schools in Sokoto State. These submissions were made by the chairman of School-Based Management Committee, SBMC, of Achida and Worono primary schools in Worono local government area of the state during a visit by some journalists to appraise the promotion of girls' education in the area. The report.
The importance of girls' education in any nation cannot be overemphasized as it translates to better health for the future generations, halt early marriages, reduces poverty and social disparities. Therefore, educating a girl has a tremendous impact on the development of a stable and prosperous nation. It is against these and other reasons that the Sokoto State government is determined to boost girls' enrollment in schools. The visit by some journalists to schools in Worono local government area of the state was to assess the impact of Girls' Education Project, GEP3, and to identify challenges that are hindering the promotion and enrollment of girls in schools, especially in northern part of the country. The visit is also an avenue for journalists to understand the GEP3 project so that they can assist in giving accurate information to stakeholders through their reportage to tackle the girl-child enrollment challenges. Chairman of the School-Based Management Committee, SBMC, Worono Town Primary School, Ladan Worono said the global body's intervention is helping a great deal in enhancing the enrollment of girls in schools.
School enrollment here and all other schools are very low. But for the interventions and the mobilizations of the SBMC, the community, with the assistance of traditional rulers and the religious leaders, we are able to attend to the population enrollments figure we have now. Before we are about 1,500, and now we have about 2,168.
Yes, Shigo advocacy, district traditional rulers, organizing competition or quiz competition. These are the ways we follow, and we have now succeeded in getting the number of bookies enrolled into our school.
The gap on girls' education between the North and South-South is wide, according to the 2017 Multiple Indicator Cluster Survey. A girl from the North has a 24% chance of enrolling in primary school and a 9% chance of enrolling in secondary school, unlike her counterpart from the South-South region, who has 87% and 79% chance, respectively.
Holiday lesson or schooling, also known as summer school, has become popular among parents and teachers in Nigeria. Now, in it, parents arrange for students to continue attending classes during the long holidays, which are meant to be rest periods for the children. In this report, we attempt answers on the appropriateness or otherwise of these classes at the time children are supposed to take a break. The report.
Kula Florence, a teacher with a private school in Makurdi, there is some level of continuity in learning that goes on as a result of summer school. This, she argues, will not allow the children to forget what has been learned due to the length of the break.
They are here, they keep themselves up to date in their studies. By the time they resume back to school, most of the things that are being taught, they're mostly the topics, new topic introduced to them. getting into their new classes. So whenever they resume, they don't find it difficult in picking up their studies.
A pupil in one of the summer schools in Makurdi says he is happy to learn at this time. He also says he will do better than his mates who are on holidays without classes.
I'm here for summer lesson. This is St. Teresa Private School. I'm here to learn. If schools resume, you know more about, well, like if the teacher teach you now, you know what, like the teacher teach you a new topic, they taught you the topic on the summer lesson, you are going to remember it, your brain will be fast at work.
To some, the summer school is an abuse on the pupils. This set agrees with curriculum planners that pupils should rest at some point, noting that continuous learning without a break can cause a strain on the mental well-being of the pupils.
Those who plan the curriculum, they are not wrong, or they have not done anything bad by making it in such a way that it will get to a time that children will be given a time or a period for them to rest at home.
To strike a balance in the holiday summer learning argument, some are of the opinion that the government should wade into and regulate the use of the long holiday period to ensure that pupils not only learn, but also rest during the long holiday period.
When you are away from home and they are at home playing, they may start thinking and going some other places that you wouldn't like as a parent. So I encourage there should be summer lessons.
The argument for or against summer lessons, many say, will continue to generate mixed reactions until a balance is reached, maybe through government intervention.
One language that everyone speaks is the language of art. It speaks through paintings, sculpture, or drawings. Now, artists can say things that words sometimes cannot say. In this report, Trust TV's Kabir Lawal examines the importance of art and how youth can be self-reliant using the work of art. The report.
Art is viewed as important because it's a way of documenting and preventing or preserving history. Historic art tells a story about society and how cultures evolve, giving insight and different perspectives. From billboards, street signs, and art tells story too. Whether it's advertising or purely for appreciation, creativity is everywhere. Stanley Chima, who makes a card in Abuja, said the work of art has been keeping food on the table for him, despite the economic situation in the country. He further said if the youth can bring out the talent in them, it will go a long way to make them contribute their quota to the upliftment of the country.
When I first learn about the card, I feel motivated about the work, and everything about it is giving me joy. The way we place our artwork, the way we place the artwork, I really like it. So I'm very motivated to do more, so that I will bring out the best I can. In this our country now, we will not rely on one source. The advice I advise to my fellow youth is that they should look for handwork that will fetch them money, and they should focus on it.
Stanley Chima also added that the art is a great way to calm yourself and decrease stress levels, calling on governments and well-to-do individuals to complement youth's effort to be more productive.
The federal government should please and encourage we the youth that are looking for work to have something to survive, because some of our youth are on the street doing some kind of things which is not common. So I will advise the government to come outside and encourage us and create job opportunity for us.
From these accounts, the importance of arts cannot be overemphasized in any given society. Kabir Lawal, Trust TV News, Abuja.
The country's Consumer Price Index, the CPI, which measures the level of price change in goods and services, hit 19.64% in July 2022 from the 18.60% recorded in the last month. According to the CPI report for July 2022 released by the National Bureau of Statistics (NBS) on Monday, this means a 1.82% month-on-month hike. The NBS further said the percentage change in the average CPI for the 12-month period ending July 2022 over the average of the CPI for the previous 12-month period was 16.75%, showing a 0.46 increase compared to 16.30 recorded in July 2021. On the foreign scene, Iran's foreign ministry has said talks in Vienna earlier this month to restore its 2015 nuclear deal yielded results but did not fully address Tehran's expectations. Foreign Ministry spokesman Nasser Kanani said on Monday that considerable progress had been made during several days of talks mediated by the European Union in the Austrian capital. Kanani said an agreement could be achieved in the near future, provided the other side, specifically the United States, consider Iran's red lines and guarantee it will enjoy the benefits it was promised under the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, as the deal is formally known. International discussions on the are ongoing in Tehran at the highest levels, and contact is maintained with the European bloc, the spokesman added. The Professional Footballers Association of Nigeria, PFAN, has vowed to abort the proposed annual General Assembly of the Nigerian Football Federation, NFF, over its exclusion from the meeting. President of PFAN, Tijani Babangida, said the proposed NFF Congress will be an effort in futility if his association is excluded from the Yenagoa Assembly. He said if the anomaly is not corrected immediately, PFAN will be left with no option than to go back to court to get another injunction to stop the Congress. Babangida said it is unfortunate that after his association vacated the court injunction for the Congress to take place, the NFF is now trying to create confusion. And with that, we have come to the end of News Update this hour. For more, do connect with us across all our social media handles. I am Nten Ekpan. Thanks for watching and see you in the next hour.